Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Curiosity Corner Live. My name is Jared, your friendly science Viking, here to talk about some more fun science stuff. Now, the Great Lakes Science Center is still closed to the public because we hosted the NFL Draft this year. And with football on the brain, we like to give a special thank you to the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio, for sharing their curriculum with us and making these videos possible. If you want to look up any of the stuff that I'm going to talk about today, and other stuff in general, you can go and scurry over to their website at www.profootballhof.com, and you can look up fun things. All right, with all that being said, let's get into it. Today, we are going to talk about the purpose of eye black. Yeah. Now, some of you at home may have been watching a football game, and you've noticed that a lot of the players have black streaks under their eyes or on their faces. You may have wondered, what's going on there? Well, we're here to answer that question. Football now, but first, before we get to it, something I had to get you to think about. On a bright, sunny day, you're enjoying a walk, and everything is really bright and glaring everywhere. How do you deal with this problem? Do you just accept it that this is life and move on? Probably. But for argument's sake, you'll squint your eyes, wear sunglasses, wear a hat, anything to cut down on glare. If you are outside, you're playing football, conveniently enough, and a ball is thrown to you, and it's thrown high, it's on far, it's thrown into the sun, and you lose it because it's in the sun. Where to go? Happens to everybody. Don't worry. How do you deal with this problem? Well, if you're a football player, you don't really have access to a hat, and well, I'm sure they do a lot of squinting, but you can't really wear sunglasses because it's not really safe to do. So they use eye black. Put it on their faces. I don't have to do it like this, but this is how I'm going to do it. Look like a raccoon by the time we're done. I also like to point out for everybody watching at home, no one is making me do this. I'm doing this of my own volition, and that tells you a lot about me. I'm going to draw something on my face so that this looks less. That kind of goes with my look, though, you know? There we go. This looks completely ridiculous. Pretty sure there's a character. Sorry, I'm distracted by. Anyway, moving on. That is difficult to do and looks completely silly. Anyway, so why did I do that? Well, because I'm a little weird. Oh, you meant why? Oh, right. Sorry. Why did? Because there's something called the Albedo Scale, which is a NASA coined term, which means, give me 1 second so I don't misrepresent it, defines albedo as the ratio of light, of light reflected by a body to the light received by it. Now, I know what you're thinking. What? I was too. Now, before we can do that, I have to go over a very important scientific fact. That light reflects off of everything, usually. That is actually how we see. Light waves hit an object, bounce off the object, and hit you in the face. When they do that, this motion of hitting you in the face is how we see objects. Why did I put so much on me? Oh my goodness. Sorry, that's not important right now. Anyway, that motion is how we see objects. And then depending on how the object hits vibrates is how we see colors, but that's a different story for a different time. We're not going to do that today. Sorry, I got to share that back again. Moving on. Now, there's such thing as reflection, because that's talked about. It hits a thing, bounces off. That's called reflection. But on the opposite side of that is absorption. Now, there's one color in particular that has a very high absorption rate. It absorbs all light and gives back none. That color is black. So for our albedo scale, we have 0, which is pitch black, up to 1, which is a perfect reflection of light. So by that logic, the color that we can make things out of that will cut down on glare, that will reduce the amount of light that will possibly hit our eyes and distract us is going to be black. So why in the world are we putting it on our faces. What do I put on my eyebrows? Is that bad? Is that a bad thing? Take like half an hour to wash all this off when I'm done. Sorry. Anyway, so why are we putting it on my face? Because I'm weird. No, sorry. Why do football players put it on their faces? Well, maybe for some reason. Well, they put that on their faces so that when light hits their face, it doesn't reflect as much. The light doesn't glare as much. The result being that they can see a little clearer without having to squint, without having to get any light in their eyes, so that they can see the ball better. What is going on right now? I don't know. Whatever. That's not important. Anyway, so long story short, the purpose of eye black is to cut down on glare so the players can see a football. Same principle that's used behind sunglasses, the same principle that's used behind wearing a hat, is all to cut down on glare from the sun, from snow, from spotlights. Spotlights? Yeah, spotlights. From the lights in the stadium lights, not spotlights. I knew I said the wrong thing. From stadium lights, also that you can hopefully see what's going on better, see the ball better, and because and so you don't knock your whole computer over. Oh, goodness. And because I'm not going to lie, this is actually a lot more fun than it should be. Yep. Okay. I've officially delved into the mind of madness here. So we're going to say goodbye before I don't verge into awkward territory. Anyway, all ridiculousness. Thank you so much for joining me. That is our show for today. If you have any questions on anything I have talked about, go ahead and run on over to www.profootballhof.com. There we have there's some comprehensive curriculum there, and you won't have to look at me looking like this. So benefits for everybody. All right. I think that's everything. We talked about reflection, talked about absorption. We talked about albedo. Yeah, that sums it up. Black absorbs light and reflects very little, if any at all. Yeah, that's everything I wanted you to learn. All right, folks, thank you so much for joining me. We look forward to seeing you next time. As always, have fun, be safe, and stay curious.